Today on Suncoast View, parking isn't the only thing getting a big makeover on St. Armand's Circle. A new plan offers relief to visitors. Literally. We'll discuss.
You're never too old to learn a new skill. We'll meet a group of local seniors who formed an improv troupe and are on their way to compete in a national festival.
And swing dancing is more popular than ever here on the Suncoast. We'll give it a try and tell you where you can learn West Coast swing. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday. Stephanie Roberts is off today, but we want to welcome Will Luera from Florida Studio Theater.
Thank you very much.
We're going to have fun today.
I'm very happy to be back. Thank you very much.
We're glad you're back, not just here on the show, but back on the Suncoast. It's amazing when you look at somebody's Instagram or Facebook. I'm like, Will, where were you since we saw you last? And he rattled off a list of countries and places. Where have you been?
Oh, yes. So in the last couple of weeks, I went off to Germany, to Italy, to Denmark, but I also performed domestically in Texas as well. Yeah, so it's been a pretty busy month of doing and teaching improv all over the world.
All this was improv that you were teaching?
That's right, yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I got invited to a festival at literally, if you look at Italy and you look at the boot, at the tip of the heel. That's where I was, like all the way at the bottom.
Wow.
There's a big improv festival there, and they needed someone to teach a bunch of classes. So
Yeah, but do you speak Italian?
I don't. I learned a little bit. So I worked with a translator, but thankfully also a lot of my students did speak English as a second or third language. So that was very helpful.
That's so great.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
I know that improv is not just about making people laugh, but I know, you have to find what is okay to say and what's allowed.
Yes.
Do you do that research in each country before you go, or do you get help when you're there?
Both, actually. There's a little bit ahead of time. I speak to producers and directors. What topics should I not get into? What are cultural norms? What do people find funny, etc. So even like in that quick little European tour, Germany, Denmark, and Italy all have very different senses of humor. So I just need to be sensitive to that, and I need to be able to speak to it. Also, like, in Italy, it's a lot more physical and, very emotional, right? Denmark is a little bit more verbal, and so also not just topical, but also style of improvisation.
Oh,
as well.
yes. Well, it's exciting, and I know we're going to learn more about what you're doing here at Florida Studio Theater. You're about to send a group to a big improv festival, so we're going to meet them and find out what's going on with FST.
Excellent.
So we're thrilled that you're here. I hope you're happy to be here too, because we've got some exciting things coming up. Coming up in just a few minutes, we are going to be trying our dancing feat at West Coast Swing Dancing. That's right. We have dancers from Sarah Dance Center. They are warming up right now in our WOW one-day painting green room, getting ready for the challenge of teaching Linda and I to.
I'm a little nervous about this.
To get a little West Coast swing. Well, Linda, if we can move like them, then I think we'll be ahead of the game. So.
Well, I'm a little older than them. It's harder for me to move. I take longer. So a slow swing dance for me.
There you go. Well, you know what? It's a dance I understand with a lot of personality. So you've got personality plus. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Oh, I'm dreading this.
All right. Well, let's check and see who is in the Rice's Appliance Kitchen today. We have Chef Rebecca from Giorgio's on Hillview. Welcome.
Good morning.
What are we making today?
These are some morning breakfast hacks that you can get together in the morning with less than 10-15 minutes to spare.
Oh, this is
That's
perfect.
right.
I think we all need this, especially I know as parents have been sending kids off to school, and even those of us that are just trying to get a little bit of a nutrition before we make it to work. So we're excited to join you later on. Tell us a little bit quickly about Giorgio's on Hillview. Tell us about the restaurant.
So we focus a lot on locally sourced proteins, and we're looking forward to the produce from the local area coming available in early October. But we have traditional style meals with a modern twist. We do a lot of healthy keto, vegan, vegetarian options, as well as lots of proteins and seafoods.
Oh, great. And you're right there on Hillview in the Southside Village area
Right
near
on
the
Hillview.
hospital in Sarasota. That's great. Well, we can't wait to join you later on and learn how to make our breakfasts a little faster and healthier. It is, it's kind of Throwback Thursday today, and so we wanted to look back, and we love when a local idea becomes a national success. And one of the most recent ones was actually highlighted on our show. Sarasota's own Lauren Huey, she's one of the co-founder of Pip and Grow. They received the honor of their company being named National Outstanding Retail Small Business by SCORE. That's the National Business Mentoring Organization. It was one of 11 winners out of roughly 1,000 applicants. So Lauren was on our show last year, excuse me, to show off her portable Smitten Sleep boxes for newborns to sleep safely. So there she was last year demonstrating that box. Do you remember her, Linda?
I do. So we had her first. We knew about this first.
Yes, yes.
You could hear it on our show and then find out it was a success. But this is a very good idea for the first few weeks because the baby can't fall out, can't get stuck between the crib bars.
Yes.
So I think that would be a great help.
I know at first thought it sounds like, oh, putting your baby in a box sounds a little odd, but it's a great product, and she got national recognition. So you can find out more by visiting her at pipandgrow.com. But good for her. So we're happy to
hooray
celebrate
for her.
I know
a success.
Lauren. That's really exciting.
Oh, good. Even better.
She's a friend of mine. I look forward to congratulating
Oh,
her.
ask
That's
her to
great.
show you her baby box.
I will.
Isn't that one of the great things about living in our community, though? You know, like someone gets
Right.
national recognition and you know them. It's great. Well, it is time for our first hot topic. And St. Armand's isn't just concerned about where you park your car. Now they're thinking about where you'll park your rear. Yes, city commissioners approved plans to construct 2 freestanding restrooms on the medians of St. Armand's Circle. The project is set to begin construction in 8 months at $583,000, with $100,000 a year for maintenance. This comes only a few months after construction began on the Circle's parking garage. So what do we think about this? I mean, a lack of bathrooms, this has been a problem people have talked about on the Circle.
It is. If you want to stay out there and look at everything, walk around, and a lot of us go out there to walk around, then you really hate to go in a store and ask if you can use their bathroom. So I think this will be, it'll keep you out there longer and keep you walking around, which makes you buy.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I've had trips cut short when I'm out there with my kids, and they really need to go to the bathroom. And sometimes I'm like, let's go eat, let's go dinner. I'm not hungry. So then we actually we have to go back home and take care of business, and we don't get back out. So I think this is a great way to keep us there, keep us shopping, right, and enjoying St. Armand's Circle.
And it's $100,000 to maintain them a year.
Yeah.
I feel better about cleaning my bathroom.
I know.
Highly paid industry.
And I think a few people have scoffed at the price up front because I haven't seen a whole lot of pushback on social media or in the community. And I think you're right. I think anything that we can do to help the business owners, especially now, you know, as they're kind of struggling to get through what was the, you know, the red tide situation. And it's difficult if you're a business owner it's your private bathroom. You only want to reserve it for customers, so they're having to deal with that. So I'm with you. I think this is a good thing. It keeps people out there.
And the maintenance idea, I'm joking about $100,000 because what's going to ruin them is if they aren't clean and sparkly. So they have got to be really top notch in that area. So whatever it takes to keep them that way.
Yes,
And
it's
I've
great.
seen cities that have this sort of idea, this concept already in place, and it's great. I mean, it makes it so convenient. So I think it'll work wonderfully in ours.
I hate to tell you kids this, but in the old days, there were bathrooms in places like parks. Every park had a
Yes.
bathroom, and there were those. Then they all went away, and we're discovering it was a pretty good idea. after all.
Because Will's right. There is one thing that will get you to leave an area is if you've got to take a little kid to the bathroom.
Or go yourself.
Or yourself,
yes.
that's true. All right, well, we're looking back on Throwback Thursday, but it's been hardly a year since Hurricane Irma threatened the Suncoast. But its effects are still felt today, especially on our minds. With the tropics picking up in activity, some are getting stressed out about weather events, including kids who might not grasp the whole picture. Experts say it's important to let your kids know right now that your family has a plan and that they're safe, and that you should explain what is actually happening. Staying calm, they say, is the best example that you can set. I know maybe that's a little bit hard for some of us, myself included. My family is up in New York, and anytime a tropical storm even comes close to the Gulf, my mother calls terrified because she's afraid it's the same thing as what happened with Irma. So, I'm trying to calm myself down, and my family's terrified from up north.
For a few years ago, this was a real problem because nobody took it seriously. Somebody said, a hurricane's on the way. Oh, those things never hit us. And people went about their business until we had Hurricane Charlie and all those hurricanes that year. And then we realized it really can come here. So we've learned to get ready. But the kids are going to face a lot of things in their life that they have to be prepared for. And it's good to learn, if you prepare, you can be safe. So I think it's a good learning experience. Of course, you're teaching this, so.
Right, and we're teaching them that, you know, their parents are going to be prepared, and we want them to be prepared as well. We have them just prepare a tiny little bag just in case, right? But we also teach them not to panic.
Yeah.
And that was really important last year when we actually had to leave our house, when we had to go into a shelter. We wanted to make sure that they understood, even though we're leaving, there's no need to panic. We're still here, we're taking care of each other, and others will be taking care of us as well.
Of course, we don't know if the house will be here when we come
That was a whole other thing.
Don't worry about it.
That's a great point, Will, is that, you know, you do prepare and you're taken care of and others will take care of you. I do think one of the good things that came out of last year is that people got to know their neighbors, whereas I know we didn't. We were terrible neighbors on our block, and now we've gotten to know some of them because of this. So it is true. It's letting them know that you're taken care of, and the greater community is also
That's
there
a really
for
good
you.
point. I mean, I spoke to neighbors that, even though I'd lived in the neighborhood for almost 4 years, I spoke to neighbors I never spoke to before, just to take care of each other.
Yes.
And to this day, we're still, I mean, it bonded our community that much more, and our family and kids have benefited from that.
That's nice. So a good thing came out of it, and you teach the kids to just deal with the facts as is, and don't get panicked. It's hard to say, especially
Here's the problem, here's
with my
how we
name.
solve it.
Yes. All right. Well, we know that school districts decide where the bus stops should be located. Sometimes neighbors don't necessarily appreciate it when the school bus stop is in front of their house. Well, a Virginia man recently put up an electrified fence around his yard to keep the school kids off his property. Kids will be kids, but he said he was sick of the ones who cursed, fought, and littered at the bus stop in front of his home. He said they had no respect and that he had to pick up their trash daily. The electric fence has caused a huge neighborhood uproar. What do we think? Was he justified? I mean, that's one layer of protection that's pretty
Maybe
extreme.
a picket fence would have been better. But the kids have no right to go in his yard. Just because it's a bus stop, they have no right to do it. The parents have to correct them and even have a parent there to watch and make sure it's not happening. He could have started with maybe a smaller fence, a picket fence that doesn't electrocute people, although it just gives you a shock. It doesn't really electrocute.
I mean, I guess it does keep you from, you know, you only have to feel that shock once. But is that too much? Will, what would you do? You have little girls, so what?
Yeah. I mean, kind of along the same line, like I feel like there was a middle step that was missed. Like, just like, you know, you tell some sort of a figure from the school system. I mean, somebody could have maybe stepped in before we get to the electric fence.
Right.
A step.
An adult there would have solved the whole problem.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, I understand what he was trying to do. I just feel like a few steps were missed.
When I heard the story, I felt bad because there was a man who lived on the corner when I was a kid, and we always used to cut the corner by riding across his lawn, and he'd get so mad. And when I saw this story, I just wanted to call him and apologize. I'm so sorry. Thank God he didn't get any electric fences. All right, well, this next social media star is pulling off some red carpet looks better than some of the celebrities. And guess what? She's only 4 years old. Stephanie Chagler is racking up Instagram followers after she went viral with these recreated red carpet looks with her own personal twist. And she's not without her own fashionista critiques, telling Nicole Kidman in one clip, "Hi, Nicole, I like your dress, but I don't like your bow." Most of her looks are made by her mom from materials like cardboard and tinfoil. I love this. I mean, she's spot on in some of these recreations.
Oh, well, her mom is spot
Yes,
on.
this is true.
Her
This is true.
mom is the one that's doing all this. I have a 5-year-old grandchild, and I know little girls aren't quite ready to do all this, but it's hilarious, and it's so adorable. Oh, look at that.
There goes the bow. Sorry, Nicole. Not a big fan of the bow. I love this too, and I can imagine she's also like learning how to construction of fashion as well. I mean, there's
Her
some
mom's
fun.
doing the whole thing.
Yes, this is
her
true.
mom's
All
doing
right.
all the work.
See, like mom and daughter bonding
Yes,
over something.
yes,
I mean,
something to laugh
that might
about.
last for like a year or two, maybe for the rest of their lives. But
Sure.
to see them bond on something
Yes.
creatively together is really neat.
Yeah, cute story. I thought it was
We'll
fun.
check back with her in 10 years and see how it worked out.
Right. Sorry, Stephanie. Don't like the bow. All right. Well, we're going to check in with our mid-morning forecast, and when we come back, all right, Linda, get ready. We're going to give West Coast swing dancing a try.
Oh.
A mix of sun and fair weather clouds this morning, giving way to better chances of showers during the afternoon as an easterly wind takes showers from the Atlantic coast and slings them back in this direction. Now, as those showers move across the peninsula and into our area, they hit our sea breeze and they start to explode into some stronger storms with a little daytime heating. So we'll look for good chances of showers through the afternoon into the evening hours. We'll watch where Florence out in the far Atlantic tracks next week. That'll be of interest to the United States. And then this easterly wind flow will be replaced by a more southwesterly wind flow as we head into the weekend, changing the timing of our storms. They'll come in the late morning, early afternoon, followed by pretty quiet afternoon skies near the coastline. Forecast for us today includes a 30% chance of showers around lunchtime in inland areas, followed by better chances of rain nearer the coast in the afternoon and evening.
Duke Ellington said it first. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. And decades later, swing dance remains very popular here on the Suncoast, especially West Coast swing. Well, today, teacher Rebecca Tassitano is here with fellow instructor Greg Ryan to help us find our dancing feet. And I tell you, we might have to look pretty far. So tell us, what is West Coast swing? What's the difference? We've heard of regular swing. What's West Coast swing?
Well, many people have heard of East Coast swing, Lindy Hop, which was very popular in the late 30s, early 40s, starting in New York City out of the Savoy Theater. There were lots of competitions, and one of the people, Dean Collins, was a highly competitive Lindy Hop dancer. Once movies started out on the West Coast, he decided to leave New York City and the Lindy Hop scene and go out to the West Coast, where there was a market for a dance instructor to teach Lindy Hop, which wasn't taking place on the West Coast. And with all the movies starting up in the early 40s, which we all love, he thought he'd go out there and choreograph dancing for the movies. And you can go on the internet today and see a lot of the Lindy Hop that was done in the movies that he choreographed.
And nowadays with YouTube, if you look up West Coast swing, you can see how much it's evolved from Jitterbug and from Lindy Hop. It started there and now it's taken on a life of its own. It's become modern and fluid and stretchy and fun.
So it is literally when it moved from New York to the West Coast is when it got its name. I thought there was something else.
I thought it belonged to us.
Yes,
West
it's
Coast of Florida.
aptly
It does
named.
now.
Now, why is it so popular here on the Suncoast?
It's so much fun to dance, and because it's a partner dance, it's actually a conversation between two people. Some other styles of dance, it's one person talks and one person listens.
Yes.
But in this style of dance, it's a conversation, and you can dance it to so many different types of music. You can dance it with so many different people, and it's just something very social, very fun that people can get into and express themselves.
Well, I know it's very popular here, and so we were wondering if you can try and give Linda and I a lesson.
Oh, we'd love to.
All right.
Here's a challenge.
All right.
So let's start off with the basic footwork. So the basic footwork goes step, step, triple step, triple step. So we, the follow, are going to start on our right foot.
Okay.
And you, the leads, are going to start on your left foot.
They finally let me lead. All right.
So let's try it. You ready? Oh, and I say 5, 6, 7, 8 to start. It's like ready, set, go.
Okay.
Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, step, triple step, triple step. Again, step, step, triple step. Very nice. So we're going to learn the right side pass today, which is a pass on the man's right side, or
So
on the
we get to
lead's
see
right
you.
side.
You're going to show us what we're going to try first.
Yes, so this is the right side pass. It's going to look like this. It's going to go step, step, triple step, triple step. So what you do is the man takes a step backward on his left foot. Oh, let's do it one more time.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go. Step, step, triple step, triple step.
Which brings you back to where you started.
And we're right back where
Aha.
we started.
All right.
We kind of stay in this slot. So the man's going to take a step backward on his left foot to start almost every move. So you're going to take a step backward, and then you're going to take a step to the side. And since I'm passing you on your right side, you're going to take a step to the left. Then you're going to take a look at your watch. That's a really good marker to help you to do this turn. We, Linda, as the follow, are going to just walk straight through. And then we're going to go triple step, triple step.
Walk, walk,
Triple
All
step.
right.
Triple
All right.
Do you
I
wanna
think-
try it?
Yes, we're ready to try
Okay,
with
Linda.
you.
Here we go.
Okay,
Hold
here we
on.
go. You ready? 5, 6.
Oh, here we go. You said we can do it to any music, and we're going to
Oh,
try.
I
Here
love
we go.
this music. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, step, triple step. One more time. Step, step. Good job!
Yes!
Nice.
We got that West Coast swing.
Quick study.
So, Rebecca, you have classes you teach all over the Suncoast. Tell us a couple of ones that are coming up.
People on the Suncoast love this dance. I teach in Venice and I teach in Sarasota. So if you want to learn tonight, actually Thursday night at 7 p.m., I'm teaching in Venice.
Oh, how great.
At
You
the
can
Venice
find this
Holistic
full
Center.
list at Teach Me West Coast Swing on the website teachmewcs.wordpress.com. All right, we want to see how the professionals do it. So Linda and I are going to step away while you two take it away. All right, we'll get you your music back and we will see how your West Coast swing. Take it away. All right, while they keep dancing, if you want to give West Coast Swing a try, there is actually a beginner's boot camp coming up September 23rd at 1 p.m. at Sarah Dance on Fruitville Road in Sarasota. For more information, go to their website, sarahdancecenter.com. All right, they're going to keep dancing. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke is a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us fly! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
There is a look at the Van Wezel with the bridge right behind it and Lido and Longboat Key. So it's a beautiful, beautiful morning, and we're glad that you are with us this morning. All right, well, we have Linda Carson, of course, and Will Luera here, and Will travels quite a bit, so we thought this might be a good opportunity to talk about a few travel-related things. So if you email on your work commute, should that count as work? A study researched the online habits of commuters and found that the transitional period between home life and work life is very important to a successful day. And they say catching up on emails in the commute can actually be beneficial. So our question is, should your commute time be counted as work time? Now, I should say, of course, we're talking about if you're driving, we're hoping you're not checking your emails, but, you know, if you're someone who either takes a train or public transportation or a ride-sharing situation, what do you think? Should you be getting work done on that commute?
If you get paid for it, I think it would be very nice to, for you to put in the time that you were on your computer on actual work, which of course if they needed to know they could tell, and then you got paid for it.
So if you're compensated, you think that should be part of the workday?
This applies more to my previous job than my current one, but it did. For me, it did. If I was commuting and working, if I was on a plane and working, if I was on a train and working, it counted as part of my workday because I was being as effective, and I was answering emails. I was getting work done during what used to be more of a leisure time.
Yeah.
And so I think it should be. And I mean, I'm the kind of person that I will find, if I find a Wi-Fi connection,
Yes.
I will be working.
And you travel so much.
Yep.
So even, all right, compensation aside, just from a sake of like, if you have things that you need to get done and you're traveling a lot, do you use that time, or do you use that time to kind of unplug a little bit and get a little me time? I mean, you're in the air.
I used to do that, and I am thankful that they've made it so easy to connect, but now I also hate it because I cannot unplug anymore. Actually, one of the flights that I just took, some of the transatlantic flights have Wi-Fi. The one that I just took did not. And part of me was actually thankful. They're like, oh, okay. I actually get to watch some movies, read a book.
I'm not guilty.
Yes,
right.
yes.
But I am the kind of person, I know this is not everyone. Some people are really good at unplugging. If there's a connection, I will connect and I will.
I get so bored on those flights. It's just a blessing to me to have something to do to totally focus on.
Right.
And to forget about the time passing, or I'll check my watch every 3 minutes.
All right, well, Linda, I have something for you to focus on during the trip, and it might not be something you want to. We know that air travel exposes us to all sorts of germs, but it turns out the dirtiest place in an airport may not be where you think. There's a new reason to not like the security line. The plastic bins used for shoes, bags, electronics, they're actually hotbeds for viruses, according to a university study. Think about it. Everyone who passes through the airport has to touch one. Plus, the folks at TSA touch them, and all of our stuff touches them as well. The other germ offenders you can find in the airport, as if that wasn't enough, kiosk touch screens in the ticketing area, children's play areas, and escalator handrails. Some experts say that you just cannot wash your hands often enough when you travel. Will, are you a germaphobe as much as you're in the air?
I am not. I do know a few people that are, and they always have their little bottle of hand sanitizer, and they're sanitizing everything from like the bins to the seat belts.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I don't know. Thankfully, I'm not, but I could see why those germs are everywhere. I mean, you have people from all over the world going through one specific port, and yeah, there's going to be germs from everywhere.
And you put your shoes and your clothes and everything that's been against your body goes right in there.
The shoes are the thing that bothers me, because you figure, where have you walked in the airport or anywhere else, and then the bottom of the floor that is on your shoes is now on the bottom of the bin that you set your backpack or your belt or whatever is in there.
That's one of the reasons why actually I like being, I do the TSA pre-approval, and so nothing comes off. And you don't need to barely even touch the bins. You just put your stuff down, you walk through, you pick your stuff up, and that's it.
That's great.
My germs are my germs.
See, now this was an actual study, but it wouldn't be a bad idea if the TSA pre-check folks funded this study, because that would make us want to get into it right now. All right, well, coming up next, our movie guy is going to preview this month's big releases that you can see in theaters right here on the Suncoast.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S., and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Attention, do you have Medicare? Do you want to make sure you have the most benefits and lowest possible out-of-pocket costs? You may be able to lower your out-of-pocket costs and get dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now to find out what you deserve.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Over 3 million people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. But there are still many people who don't check to see if they're eligible for more benefits and lower out-of-pocket costs. It's so easy. One simple free call could save you money and get you more benefits. Be smart. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now.
Call now to see if you may be eligible to lower your copays and get extra benefits, including dental and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're able to save money and get more benefits now. Call 1-800-711-7200. Again, call 1-800-711-7200 now.
You like to pay less. That's why you made Honda Accord the best-selling midsize car in America. Get the redesigned Accord, the North American Car of the Year, or Civic, a KBB.com Best Buy for less than the competition. Like SUVs and trucks? Get Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, CRV, the 8-passenger Pilot, or Ridgeline truck for up to $4,240 less. Today at your local Honda dealer.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
Well, summer may be wrapping up, but movie season is about to get another kickstart. Award season is just around the corner, but there still may be some movies coming before we get that last big push that you won't want to miss. So we asked our movie guy and producer, Matthew Lydell, what we should take some time out to see as we head through September. Great to see you.
You too. There's still plenty of stuff coming out before probably around October is when we're going to get a lot more movies.
That's the big push, right?
Yeah, a lot of things getting pushed for award season and closer to like November, December, but we still got time before that.
So are there ones worth seeing now, or do we just hold off?
No, I think there's definitely some things to see now.
Okay.
You know, summer's kind of dying down and we're getting a little bit closer to a little less blockbusters, action stuff. We're getting a little more into drama, so probably more stuff that you're interested in. Yeah.
All right, what'd you bring us?
So the first thing is, I know you were a big fan of This Is Us on ABC.
This Is Us. Yes.
And the creator of the show has a movie coming out called Life Itself that he wrote and directed.
Oh.
Now what was interesting is he wrote the script back in around probably like 2016. They actually put out a list of the movie scripts that were made but haven't been made into movies
right,
that
didn't
they consider.
Get picked up.
Yeah, and so that was put on the list in 2016 of, oh, this movie should probably get made. It seems like it's good. Well, now, obviously, since he's had a hit with This Is Us, everybody's like, well, let's make this movie right now. So it's coming out in, like, you know, a couple weeks.
And what's it about? Is it a family storyline like This Is Us?
It is, and so from what it sounds like, it is also like This Is Us, where it takes place in multiple time periods and kind of like goes back and forth. They're not like saying anything about this movie. I tried to find a clip to really show, but the trailer doesn't tell you anything about what it's about.
And
the synopsis doesn't either.
I have seen the marketing. Literally, do you know how they're marketing it? From the creator of This Is Us.
Yeah,
like that's all you need to know.
That's all they're doing.
That's all you need to know.
I would actually go because of that.
Me too. I said the same thing.
Exactly, yeah. So that'll be interesting for people who are fans of that. And then the next thing is something that's actually at Burns Court right now, and it's been there for a little while, so probably run out and see it, is 3 Identical Strangers. And it's a documentary about 3 guys who were growing up and discovered that they were actually twins, or triplets, I mean.
Triplets.
Totally identical, and they didn't know, like, how did this happen? And they started eventually, they got on TV, people thought the story was amazing, but then they started asking, well, how did we get separated? And from what it sounds like, they were intentionally separated at birth.
Ooh.
And there's like a mystery.
Is this
kind
a
of
true
surrounding-
story?
Yeah, it's a true story.
Oh.
And I intentionally have not looked up like what is the big kind of mystery behind it.
Because you want to see it.
Because I really want to see it.
Yeah.
Are
So,
they exactly alike? Do they have the same personalities?
yeah,
now
people
that
say
they're grown up?
people say that it's really weird how they are basically just clones of each other. They show a lot of like footage, and I don't know if they kind of even play it up a little bit because
Right.
there's shots of them going
Well, I'm
on
going to
TV.
look up the
and-
news story behind
Yeah,
it.
it's really interesting. So, and then there's another documentary for people maybe who are more into behind the scenes of movies called Tea with the Dames, and it's all about Maggie Smith and Judi Dench and a few other British actresses.
Yeah.
And the way they're sort of pitching it is if you wanted to hang out with them and gossip and just have tea for an afternoon, you're basically just getting a window into their lives. Like you are just like very not like super edited or stylish, it's just them talking. So if you're interested in them just as people, if you're interested just they're kind of reminiscing about what it was like growing up in this industry and
Right.
all the things they sort of went through and eventually becoming friends.
Well, I
It
bet they
sounds
know
really
some
interesting,
good
yeah.
gossip. I'd like to hear what they have to say. I never thought of them opening up, though. So this will be like peeking in on them.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Always
interesting.
so proper and buttoned up.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I like
and
that.
then there was a movie that actually just came out this past Friday that I didn't think looked very good, and then I got really great reviews. It's called Searching. And there's been a lot of movies with this style recently. They've done a lot of like teen horror movies where it's
yeah?
all done in like the computer. Like you never like leave like this frame. And the idea sort of being we take in so much information through social media and YouTube and text messages. This dad, his daughter has gone missing and he's getting calls from someone who's trying to help him locate her. But it's all like he's checking her bank account and finding that money was being transferred somewhere. So he tries to follow the lead in the bank account to see where this was going and seeing all her messages she was sending to someone. So it's almost like when you're kind of cyber stalking someone and like, oh, I'm gonna find info about this. It's like you're basically a detective like sleuthing through
So he
like, the
kind of
internet and
realized
stuff.
that his daughter had a whole life on social media
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he didn't even know about.
But he didn't have to go outside his house
Yeah, all
to
the-
look
Right.
for her.
Yeah,
You probably like this
I
one.
would,
She
I
likes
would.
those movies.
And they're saying like it's surprisingly well fleshed out. It's like it's a good thriller, but people are like surprised like, oh, this is actually like really well acted and like really
Right.
like actually surprising.
You get to know the girl and care
Yeah,
about her.
it's really
I
cool.
like that.
And then maybe for someone who's more of like a history buff, another true story movie is Operation Finale, and it's in 1945, just as World War II has sort of been wrapped up. And one of the last Nazi officers has sort of escaped justice.
Oh, yes.
And he's played by Ben Kingsley, and Oscar Isaac is the guy who's sort of been tasked to track him down in Germany and try and find where he is.
Okay.
So for someone, who you're interested in history and that sort of thing, that's really interesting. And then another true story movie is White Boy Rick, who is, it's basically, he was America's youngest FBI informant and drug kingpin.
FBI informant. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so he started off getting into drugs, and Matthew McConaughey's playing his father, who sort of pushed him into this world, and he becomes this big kingpin, and then eventually they get a hold of him, and he was like 15 years old when all of this happened. So almost all of these are like true story kind of things, which is really interesting to see. Yeah. And that's like pretty much everything great that's coming out.
Well, that'll keep
leading
us
into
busy a
Oscar
while.
season.
Right,
yeah.
and then we get in October, some of the big previewed things that we've heard about all year start to come out. But for
Yeah.
September and August, you had said pretty much being kind of dead and dump season for
Yeah.
movies. There's some pretty interesting stuff
Yeah,
out.
definitely. And all these are August and September, not even looking that far ahead.
Yeah. I like that you always mention what's at Burns Court, too, because sometimes those are the true gems of what's out there.
Yeah,
right?
the ones that really hold your attention and make you think about them for a long time after.
Definitely,
Yes, we're
for
lucky
sure.
that's there. All right, some great advice. Hey, it rains a lot this time of year, so a great way to enjoy your time, especially as we get into those September weekends, is to check out a movie. So you can always check out Matt's reviews and get more information on our website, mysuncoastview.com. We'll be right back.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Ray Collins. Today at noon, a child playing with a candle in a closet is the reason for a house fire in Charlotte County. We'll have that story for you. And after 12 hours of questioning, federal judge Brett Kavanaugh is back on the hot seat again this morning on Capitol Hill with the latest on his exhausting confirmation process for U.S. Supreme Court. But first, here's the forecast from John Scalzi.
Well, quiet right now, but that's going to change as we head into the afternoon. Showers building on the other coast and gradually drifting in this direction will produce more showers and thunderstorms as they meet up with our sea breeze, which will form easily with all of this sunshine that we'll see during the afternoon hours. That'll heat the land up and bring us about a 60% chance of rainfall today. Some of the storms could be rather strong as they meet our sea breeze front and begin to build. Forecast for today calls for a daytime high that tops out around 92 with a 60% afternoon rain chance.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
You know that old saying, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. What a lie. As the oldest dog in this room, I am excited to introduce you to some seniors who have a lot of new tricks up their sleeves. Florida Studio Theater has a senior improv group, and they're so good, they have performed all over the state, and they've been invited to perform at the prestigious Boston Improv Festival this weekend. They're called the Early Bird Special. That's what seniors are famous for. And we welcome the performers, Tony Stanley, Nancy Rand, and Early Bird Special coach and main stage performer, Emily Levin. Okay, guys, so what careers did you have before this? Let's start with you, Tony.
I was an ad exec in New York, and now I'm a headhunter.
So you're still working?
I'm still working,
Oh,
yes.
well, if you're looking for an older senior, here I am.
All right, and you have a pretty head.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, what were you?
I am a recovering attorney.
Oh, you're an attorney.
I'm retired. I used to be a family law attorney. I did a lot of divorces. I was the only married woman left in America.
And you didn't get to be funny a whole lot, I guess.
No, not really.
And so what were you before?
I've been in retail sales and managing and buying, and I love clothes, and it's something that has been a lot of fun, very interesting to do improv when you're selling. And I'm still doing that. I still manage Dreamweaver and St. Armand Circle.
So you're still working, but this takes a lot of time. You guys work hard, right?
It does. It's a big commitment that they've had to make to this, and they've come through wonderfully. We've formed as a group. We're 2 years into it now, and it's really gelled, and we have a good time together. We work hard, but we have a good time together.
And I hear you do very well. What kind of improv do you do?
Well, they do an improvised 1980s style sitcom. They get suggestions from the audience, and they use those for commercials. And then they get the name of a business, a type of a business, and they do a whole Brady Bunch style improv with
Oh,
that.
That's usually for the more experienced improvised audiences, you know, improv people. But sometimes we're in senior living centers.
Oh, so you do something different there?
Yes, we do a lot of short form games like Whose Line Anyway type of games.
That's a little more accessible for someone, right, who's just getting their feet wet watching improv.
Right, very fast paced, and the seniors really enjoy it.
We do something like the dating game, which they love, because you know, then they bring someone up and they're going to have a date with one of the improvisers. That's cool.
I think some of the ladies were disappointed they didn't actually get the date.
So you've been all over the state.
Right. We're going to get the T-shirt that says Venice, Sarasota, Bradenton, Orlando, St. Pete.
And so forth, because I understand you've been to more than 50 places, so that's going to have to be a big T-shirt.
That's
What does
right.
it mean to your lives to do this?
I just think it's something that I've always wanted to do something like this, but when you're younger and raising children and then you have careers, you don't have time to do all this just for yourself. So it's been very rewarding, love it. I guess I've spent my life improvising, but never with people that I enjoy.
That's great. You guys are sort of in a sea of younger people, younger performers. How do they accept you?
I think that they find us fascinating.
Well, I would say that Will launched us on this whole team effort. And one time we performed at a coffee house in St. Pete to a group of millennials, people like a third our ages. And we killed. We thought these guys are going to see us like dinosaurs, but they didn't. They loved it. I reported back to Will, this is a great show, and he said, well, don't take this the wrong way, but you guys are sort of a novelty act in the improv world. Yeah.
And I will say, like, I mean, definitely back then, now they're 45, 50 shows in, and they've now become an accepted part of the community. And I think really showcasing that performing is not just for the young ones.
Yes.
It's for folks of all ages. And I know that they are a big part of our evening classes, but I did want to add that we are going to start to offer morning and afternoon classes at FST for our senior community as well, so that there will be more options.
Oh, yes. Well, you make us all want to do this, although I know it's very, very hard. Good luck in Boston.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we'll follow up with you and see how you go.
We will be following,
Good
and
luck.
you can follow them. You can go to vintageimprovfestival.com and see how they are doing, and you can follow them right here in Sarasota on Facebook at Early Bird Special Improv Group. We'll be right back.
The day you lose your strength is the day you lose your independence. Muscle is lost with age, affecting your energy, balance, and mobility. Before you know it, you're depending on others just to get through the day. But you can reverse and prevent muscle loss. Introducing MyoHealth, a revolutionary proven approach to increased muscle strength and function in as little as 30 days. Live life on your terms with more energy and confidence.
After a serious health issue put me down, MyoHealth's getting me back up again.
I'm doing activities that I haven't done for a long time. It really works.
MyoHealth is a safe, natural dietary supplement, the result of decades of research and 24 human clinical studies. You can live stronger at any age with greater strength, mobility, balance, and energy. Call or go online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
Mascara adds depth to the eyes. Lipstick gives the mouth color and definition. And ALS paralyzes the body.
You look great, Mom. Thank you.
Slowly taking away the ability to move and eventually breathe.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure. We're going inside the exhibit with these toothy reptiles. And
people feed them at the piers. People throw, they toss them fish. They're used to people interaction there, which is also on the flip side.
Should they be doing that?
No.
No. Feeding wild animals is a big no-no. We're checking in on some of our injured feathered friends. Join us this week on ABC 7.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Welcome back. We have a great fun opportunity for you or for someone you know. Are you a mom who is a Disney fan? Well, this is a very special opportunity. The Disney Parks Moms Panel is accepting applications. If you've not heard of them, this is the panel of mom experts. It was formed 11 years ago as kind of a resource for families that are planning their visits to the Walt Disney World Resort. And you know, if you want something done and done right, good advice, ask a group of moms. In order to apply to be part of the panel, there are some eligibility requirements. You have to be at least 18. You have to have access to a computer and internet access. You have to have visited Disney World or Disneyland in the last year. So you can apply to be on this panel. They're taking applications now. It comes with some perks, I'll tell you. They will pick up a vacation for you and up to 3 family members for being a part of the panel. We're posting the link on how to become one of the moms right on our Facebook page. So find us on Facebook at Suncoast View. All right, coming up next, you can find us in the kitchen with Giorgio's on Hillview. We're going to learn how to make breakfast time a little easier.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb. Coming up today at noon, the latest twist in the case of the death of that 2-year-old in Pinellas County, what his former foster family is now saying. And why have so many bottlenose dolphins in Sarasota Bay have high levels of chemicals in their system? We'll tell you why. Right now, let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, plenty of sunshine around this afternoon. We'll get temperatures probably cranked up to about 92 degrees for a daytime high. That'll allow a sea breeze to form, and with an easterly wind flow, showers and thunderstorms are a pretty good bet. For today, we'll go with about a 60% chance of a 3 p.m. shower or thunderstorm, and then as we head into the evening, those rain chances diminish. For the next couple of days, I think we'll stay with that 60% chance of rain. And then as we head into the weekend, our winds are going to reverse. They're going to become more westerly, and that'll reduce our afternoon rain chances a little bit to about 30 or 40% for the Sunday, Monday time period.
When you are home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
at home,
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
and on the go.
Help! I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-518-0221. That's 1-800-518-0221. Call now, 1-800-518-0221. For a free brochure, call 1-800-518-0221.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
Welcome back. We're here in Rice's Appliance Kitchen with Chef Rebecca from Giorgio's on Hillview. So what are we making, Chef Rebecca?
So these are some quick breakfast ideas for the busy individual. We're gonna make an egg muffin, and we're also gonna make chia pudding.
Oh, this sounds good.
Yes, and
Let's
it's
get
also
started.
healthy. So with our egg muffins here, if you'll do me a favor, put the eggs in this shaker bottle. Everybody should have one of these shake blender bottles.
Shake blender bottle?
Yeah, and you can use leftovers from the night before, some roasted chicken or some shrimp, and you put your toppings right in the egg pan. Now just put your lid and some salt and pepper.
We're one egg short.
That'll be okay.
You know what they say, you can't make an egg muffin without
Don't put all
breaking a
the eggs
few
in one
eggs.
basket.
So give that a good shake.
Okay, let me get the top on here. We'll have it all over. Okay, now good shake.
And then we'll pour the eggs into the egg muffin tin. You don't want to fill it more than 3/4 of the way.
Okay, I hope I shook enough.
You can actually just...
There was a whole lot of shaking going on.
Yeah, whole lots of shaking going on. There you go.
Is that too much?
Nope, that's perfect.
Oh, nobody said that to me in a long time.
I really just want to go to Linda's house and do this with her because I'm having a ball watching it.
Now you can use any toppings you like, any leftover salad greens from the refrigerator, leftover proteins from dinner the night before, add some cheese, and you're just gonna bake that in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. And this is actually a recipe that can be made while your coffee is brewing.
And they come out like this, these great little like handy dandy ways to grab.
They can.
Otherwise, it's very hard to eat eggs, you know, as a finger food. So
That's
this is
right.
a great option.
You can make them ahead of time and reheat them throughout the week, and it's great with a 12-compartment muffin pan because you can make a bunch of different flavors so you don't eat the same thing every day.
I love that.
Great idea.
Yes.
So with Will, we're gonna do a chia pudding. Same thing with the blender bottle. These are so great. You're gonna add your flavored milk. Today we're using a chocolate almond milk, vanilla extract, chia seeds, and we're also going to do a chocolate peanut butter version of the chia pudding. There's a couple different options on the website that you'll see if you like blueberry or lavender. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can create your own as you...
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Will's showing off over there. He's
know.
got everything into his bowl.
He has skills this
He
morning.
has not missed once.
Will knows his way around a shaker, I know, because he works out a lot, and so
Does he?
you gotta have the...
All right.
So we'll just put this together, give it a good shake. I usually shake it one good time and then set it off to the side for about 5 minutes, and you come back and shake it one more time to make sure all the chia seeds are dispersed. So this is what you're gonna have when you finish shaking. I let it sit overnight. You can make it the day before. So then you just go through your pantry. I have a basket of mixed baked good items, and you can top it with whatever you want. Fresh berries, some bananas, nuts or figs. Very high in protein. It's a great way to start the day, and like I said, if you make it the night before, it's very quick. You're out the door in less than 15 minutes with breakfast in your stomach.
I love this. I know a lot of people like to do meal prep ahead of time. How far ahead could you make the pudding?
The pudding can be done the night before, and it'll last about 3 days in the refrigerator.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the egg muffins can be done about 4 days in advance as well.
That's wonderful. So you could do this on a Sunday night and then know that you'll have breakfast at least through Thursday.
Exactly. And if you freeze them, they'll last even longer.
Oh, that's
great idea.
These are great ideas. So Giorgio's on Hillview. You don't do breakfast, I know, but you do have a breakfast item on your menu.
So we do a frittata, which is similar to the egg muffins you see here. That is on our lunch menu. And then the chia pudding that we have here is a similar item to our chocolate vegan mousse.
How great.
Yes.
Now, speaking of dining out, you are part of Designing Daughters, and there's a great event coming up, Dining for a Cause. Tell us about it.
So Dining for a Difference is a local dine-out event. We invite everyone from the community to eat out on September the 20th. If you go to our website, there's about 20 different restaurants to choose from. They have pledged to give back 15% of food and beverage sales that night to our organization's grants program.
And that is Designing Daughters, Sarasota.com. You can
Yes.
find out more. That is coming up on September 20th.
We're so
All right,
excited.
thank you, Will. Thank you so much, Rebecca.
You're very
We're going to
welcome.
dive into our breakfast, and you take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast View.
I'm going to clean up.